Good morning, students. Today we'll start with the second chapter of chemistry, that is matter around us pure? Now first we'll start with the name of the chapter, that is there are two terms involved, that is matter and pure. Matter. What is matter? Anything which occupies space and have mass, it is known as matter. Now here we'll talk about whether the matter, whether the solid, liquid and gas, that they are pure or not. Now let's discuss the definition of pure. Because there are two definitions. One is according to us and another is given by the scientists. Now here, according to us, there are pure and impure substances. Now for example, if I'll take the example of this salt. Now if I know the composition of the salt, it contains sodium and chloride and iodine is added into it. If other than that anything is added, that means there is adulteration. If only three components are there, so according to me, this salt is pure salt. Same way for the ketchup. I look at the composition. If other than tomato, sugar, salt and some preservatives, other than that, if any adulteration, unwanted thing, adulteration is there, then I'll call it as impure. Otherwise, it's a pure. Okay? Now, so that means, according to us, there are two types of substances. Pure, that means no adulteration, and impure, that means some adulteration is there. Okay, now this is common man's definition. Now according to the science, according to the scientists, what do you mean by the term pure substance? A pure substance consists of a single type of particles. What do you mean by that, single type of particles? That means all the particles are of same type. Let's say this is the iron bar and this is the aluminium strip. Now in this iron bar, all the atoms are of iron only. There is no mixture. So if all the atoms, all the particles are same, then according to science, this is pure substance. And same goes for the aluminium. All the atoms, particles are of aluminium. So it's pure substance according to the definition. Now one more example of milk I have mentioned here. So let's discuss. If we talk about the milk, we know that milk consists of three components majorly, that is proteins, fats and water. So if that is the composition, we call it as pure milk. But according to the science, milk is mixture of three components. So according to science, that milk is not pure because it's a mixture. But in science, they are not calling it as impure. Okay? Now, a pure substance consists of a single type of particle that is known as elements. Iron, aluminium, just now I showed you, they are known as elements. Now, most of the matter around us exists in mixtures of two or more components. Now, what are mixtures? Mixtures are constituted by more than one kind of pure matter known as substance. We call, in day-to-day life, we call it as substance. We never use the term, always use the term pure, impure. We just call it as substance. For pure, impure, all they are known as substance. Now, the types of mixtures. Now, if the mixtures have fixed ratio, they are known as compounds. Now, what do you mean by that fixed ratio? For example, if let's say the simple example of water. Water is H2O. So, the two of hydrogen and one of oxygen together, mixed together, and they are mixed in fixed ratio. Their formula is same. So, they are known as compounds. Elements, all the atoms are of same type. Compounds, when two elements group together, mix together, they in fixed ratio, they are known as compounds. Now here, if there is no fixed ratio, they are also mixtures. In day-to-day life, there are many examples of mixtures. Let's say fruit salad. Whenever we are making fruit salad, every time the composition is different. It depends upon the availability of the fruits in the house. So accordingly, the composition, it's not always fixed that we have to use 2 bananas and 2 apples and 3 slices of pineapple. So the composition is not fixed. So they are also mixtures, but their composition is not fixed. They are not mixed in fixed ratio. Okay. Now, if they are not mixed in fixed ratio, then we'll talk about types of mixtures. In the chapter, we'll be doing few simple activities, and we'll differentiate between solution, suspension and colloid. So in the next lecture, we'll be discussing the difference between all these 3 mixtures which do not have fixed ratio. So now let's quickly recap all the terms used in the chapter. They are metal. And what do you mean by the term pure? What do you mean by impure? Now, what is the scientific definition of pure substance? And what is common man's definition of pure substance? And what is the definition of mixture? And if the mixtures, they are in fixed ratio, they are known as compound. So you should know the definition and example of compound like copper, sulfate, CuSO4 or water. Now here, no fixed ratio, we'll categorize them in solution, suspension and colloid, and that we'll discuss in the next lecture. So that's all for today. Thank you.